Hi guys, I'm live again. Totally different subject than last time. I want to talk about a musical breakthrough I had. I was watching the Jimi Hendrix documentary. It's in 3 parts, each part's an hour. And they talked about how in the song Audio Experience, he recorded backwards guitar. He played guitar and then turned the tape backwards, and the backwards version became the solo. So he could think in backwards terms while he's playing forward. And it made me think of retrograde, which is a concept used especially in atonal music. And so I thought about it, and if I want to try to do anything like what he's doing, it made me think of retrograde, because there's in atonal music, there's 12 tone rows you make. You play one note, let's say E, and then you play another note, but you can't play the E until you played all of the other 11 notes. So you only play one note at a time until all 12 notes have been played. It's called a 12-tone row. And I'm going to start doing that in my music, and I'm going to start teaching it in my Wednesdays, pump day lesson days, which starts tomorrow. So I just wanted to update you guys on that. I can't, I'm not saying, the Hendrix thing gave me the idea to do this. And I'm going to start playing 12-tone rows. The trick is to have to know what note you played and keep track of it, so you don't play the same note. You don't play a note more than once before you played all the other notes but that note. And I thought of some mnemonics. It's M-N-E-M-O-N-I-C is the way to spell it. Memorization tool. And the tool I thought of for helping me remember which notes I've played to play 12-tone rows successfully and consistently is the color wheel. The color wheel is color. The word for color is literally chrome, and in music, the chromatic scale is literally called all 12 notes in order of half steps is literally called the chromatic scale, which relates it to color. Some have said that it's color in the sense that it's adding color notes to the major scale, but that's not consistent with anything. It's color because it relates to actual color, the color wheel in color theory. And I have it laid out in a certain way where, to me, C is at the top and C is red, and then E is at 4 o'clock, and that's blue, and then yellow is at 8 o'clock, and that's yellow. Why I just said that. Actually, A flat would be yellow at 4 o'clock. So, and then mapped out the notes based on that color wheel. D would be purple, and that's 2 o'clock. F sharp would be green, and that's at 6 o'clock. And B flat would be orange, and that's at 10 o'clock. So there's the 6 of the tones already just in the primary and secondary colors in color theory. And then the other 6 notes make up the notes in between. I guess you could call those tertiary colors. That would be 1 o'clock, which would be C sharp. 3 o'clock, which would be E flat. 5 o'clock, which would be F. 7 o'clock, which would be G. 9 o'clock, which would be A, and then 11 o'clock, which would be B. And they all have colors that would be in between colors, such as C sharp would be red violet or red purple. 3 o'clock would be E flat, and that would be purple green or violet green. Sorry, let me get that right. Violet blue or blue violet. Yeah, that would be 3 o'clock, which is E flat. And then F, 5 o'clock, would be blue green. That's an interesting color. And then G, which is 7 o'clock, would be yellow green. And then A, which is 9 o'clock, would be, let me think here. Yellow orange. And then B, as in boy, at 11 o'clock would be red orange. Yeah, that's right. So using the color model and putting each color with a note of the chromatic scale, all you have to do to make a 12-tone row is start with a note and then play a next note, and you can't play the first note until you played all other of the 11 notes other than that are not that first note. So every note gets equal representation. So that's why it's called atonal. No tone gets priority over the others. There's no tonal scales such as pentatonic. Note the word tonic, tone, which refers to shade, tint, and shade, tint, and tone, which is the amount of gray or black and white is in color, that's more along the lines of tonal music, which most people play. But I'm taking a step into making 12-tone rows, which is atonal. It's more based on the absolute, color of. It's absolute. Each note gets its own weight, as much weight as every other note, which is very much referring to color or absolute frequency of the pitches, as opposed to one pitch stands out as the main pitch, and then the others just color to that. Such as if I say C major, that would be a bright red. If I say C minor, that could be a dark red, or I don't know how it would fit, but maybe C pentatonic, minor pentatonic would be, I don't know. C still is the main color. You'd have one color at a time, and all the notes just make a different tint, tone, or shade of that note. But in atonal music, every note gets its own weight, and that's a new approach that I got from listening to Jimi Hendrix and how he played. He intentionally recorded the solo to Art Experience on the first album, and could play something that would be played backwards later and knew how it would sound backwards, which gave me the idea to do all this. So this is a new thing for me. I'm going to be adding it to my style and my playing and my teaching. Love you guys. Keep talking now.